Monolingualism is abnormal. In fact, the majority of people in the world are multilinguals. In this video essay, I will discuss key arguments made by Lourdes Ortega in support of the study of equitable multilingualism within the field of second language acquisition, SLA, and beyond. Keep watching to find out more about SLA ideologies, raciolinguistics, translanguaging, and more in this video. Ortega begins this research paper by critiquing the Douglas Fir Group for failing to emphasize multilingualism. The world is made of many nations where bilingualism and multilingualism are pervasive, showing that humans are fully equipped to learn and function in more than one language. Ortega claims that second language acquisition, SLA, has erased bilingualism and multilingualism from the object of study due to two unexplored harmful ideologies: monolingual bias and native speaker bias, or native speakerism, which hold that owning a language from birth results in a form of linguistic competence superior to any other means of development over the life trajectory. Both biases contribute to the perception of language learners as doomed to failure. Two cornerstones that obstruct transformation in the field are a negative framing of the late timing for language learning and the exclusive focus on the second or additional language only. The first cornerstone of SLA's disciplinary identity is that L2 acquisition starts late, that most adults are notoriously poor L2 learners, or that L2 learning is extremely difficult or impossible. The other cornerstone of disciplinary identity has been the focus on describing the development of the new language, the L2. The common assumption is to analyze only the language being learned. Therefore, the extreme position of SLA researchers is that first languages, L1s, are not a legitimate object of study. Individuals who use two languages at very advanced levels may differ from monolingual adults in each of those languages. Some SLA research defines success as native likeness. However, Ortega defines success as the ability to function in more than one language vis-a-vis whatever life demands a person faces, by circumstance or choice. Examples of such successful multilinguals are international students and adults traveling overseas to work in monolingual societies. Therefore, Ortega advocates that the purpose of SLA should be reframed from L2 learning to learning to become bilingual later in life, as a solution to the problems of monolingual bias and native speakerism. Although monolingualism has gained traction due to deterritorialization and mobility and the fluidity of social boundaries, there are significant research knowledge gaps. For example, most studies have included participants from Western cultures. Moreover, most research has focused on quantitative or qualitative components of multilingualism without offering a holistic view. Extant SLA research in multilingualism has introduced linguistic insecurities whenever language acquisition, learning, or development are portrayed as a ladder to native likeness, visualizing monolingual likeness as the finish line of L2 learning. Ortega argues for non-essentialist views of language, as multilingualism should not be propositionally defined in terms of specified values or characteristics. She, therefore, calls for recognizing the openness of language to understand the complexity of ideological processes in meaning-making, and wants SLA researchers to use it as a possible response to the problems of instilling and perpetuating linguistic insecurity. Many multilinguals are marginalized and ostracized not only because of the languages they speak and do not speak, but also because of language, race, and nationality. Raciolinguistics provides a lens through which to see profound social injustices, not language per se, that influence who is accepted, appreciated, and supported for their multilingualism. Translanguaging, or the way in which multilinguals process multiple languages at a time, is an explicit response to the openness of language and the need to undo linguistic insecurity in multilinguals, and disrupt ratiolinguistic practices. Ortega contends that it is worthy of serious research. However, such research should not focus on students in higher education from Western-educated, industrialized, rich, and democratic societies, who have the power and the privilege of choice. Instead, the emphasis should be on the often minoritized international migrants worldwide. Ortega concludes that despite the challenges, research should investigate language learning in ways that do not undo the complexities of multilingualism. Well, that's a wrap on this video. We hope you found it inspirational, and if you did, make sure to press the like button. Also, feel free to check out our references in the description. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe to our channel to check out more mini lessons and summaries on educational topics. How did this topic change or stretch your thinking? Or did it stay the same? If you have any questions or comments regarding our topic today, make sure to write them in the comment section below. You can also tell us the topics that you would like to see videos on in our forum in the video description. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for your service, educators. Until the next time.